Hey, great to be with you today on the channel. I want you to go back and look at a video of a lesson my brother gave me about an issue I was having with my swing, and we fixed the issue, but today I got the data to prove it. So there's no better feeling knowing that when you wake up in the morning to go play golf, so that you're gonna play well. So my mission today is to help as many people as possible wake up every day feeling good that they're gonna go out there and play great because of the single plane swing. Hey, welcome to the channel today. You know, if you go back and watch about a week ago, I posted a video of an issue I was having with my swing. And just to give you a quick backstory of this, I was here with my brother. We're putting on the green, practicing a little bit. He asked me if I wanted to go hit a few golf balls in the range. I said, nah, I'm not hitting it very good. I'm just gonna kind of go home, and I just live down the street here. And he goes, no, let me watch you hit a couple. Let me just see what's going on. And literally in about 25 seconds, he pointed out the position of my pelvis. And the instant that I fixed it, and you can go watch the video, and maybe we'll post it even here, when I moved that pelvis into the correct position, it instantly changed my golf swing, fixed the problem, and I started hitting, and it brought back all that speed that I was losing. I was kind of like, I can't figure this out, and losing some speed. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how important, I say the little things. I mean, my swing is, I've pretty much mastered the swing, but if it gets off, even the slightest bit, there's this thing I call the domino effect. It starts affecting the entire swing. And here's the problem with that. You end up chasing your tail, because I'm gonna show you in this data that I took, because I take data a lot of times, and most of the time I'm taking data on my swing when I'm not hitting it very good. Like, let's say I go out there and have a bad practice session, I'm like, I gotta figure out what's going on, so I'll grab a video camera, or I'll get my 3D system, which is, I'm gonna show you the data here off my 3D system, and I try to figure it out, and usually pretty quickly I can get right back on track. But the previous couple days before, I had taken a couple of videos of my swing and taken the data. I was looking at the data, and the data was a little bit off, but I couldn't figure out how to fix it. And I was just looking at the data going, what's going on with this data? It's the weirdest thing ever. And Tim saw it immediately. And sometimes you got to get that expert opinion on it to see things that you're not seeing. Now, on my data, so this is basically my 3D system. And this is actually a quantifiable way of looking at the golf swing. In other words, I've measured every single aspect of the swing, how much rotation, how much bend, how much side bend at every position in the swing. So I've measured where my body should be and where Mo Norman was in every single position of the swing. That's why with Graves Golf, and what you learn from us, is a model. We have a swing model. And you know, the argument that everybody has is, well, everybody shouldn't fit in this model, but hey, if you can bend, if you can do this, if you can side bend and do this, and you can rotate and do this, you can swing like Mo, and you can have a perfect golf swing. So it's those metrics that matter. So my system will actually put a sensor on your body, and it will actually measure where you are at specific positions during the swing. And I've been doing this 3D research for a long time, and it's amazing, because if you get it right, it all starts working correctly together. If one thing goes off, you got to figure out that one thing, which is easy to do because you're measuring it. But the day before my brother helped me and gave me that lesson, I took some data. And there was a glaring thing happening in my upper body position. My upper body turn at address was too far open. So I was getting too far open. Now, I saw this in the data, and I was like, okay, just close the upper body. So I was just trying to close off my upper body and fix it. It wasn't working. It was interesting. And I was like, wow, why isn't that working? And that's because it wasn't my upper body that was the problem, it was my lower body that was the problem. So let me kind of go through this. Let me explain this and kind of walk you through it. Now, one of the things that happens to me, and this is kind of a personal thing, one of the things that happens to me, and I'm going to talk about feelings for a second. So let's say that I'm just out playing a lot of golf, right? And one of the reasons I had this little pelvis issue is because I've been working on a project. I kind of injured my back doing some house stuff, and it took me a little while to recover, but by the time I got back to hitting golf balls, I was compensating for an injury in my back. And that's a big deal. Those of you that have injuries or have stuff going on, you got to be careful that doesn't affect, you know, your body and your golf swing. You got to heal yourself up, or make sure you're checking this stuff out. But what happened to me was I started feeling my backswing started feeling bad. And I've said this before to you about my swing. When I feel good in that first move, when my golf swing feels good in that first move from here to here, I hit it good. But if that first move doesn't feel good, if I'm fighting my first move, that move away, if I fight the move away, I fight my swing. And then and just to kind of show you how this works, I started hitting it left, and I hate hitting it left. I can't stand hitting it left. So that's kind of what starts happening to me is like I feel something funny, doesn't feel good. I start hitting it shots not where I like them to go, and then I'm like, okay, then I got to figure it out. Well, okay, so let's go back to what happened with this metrics. So here we are, and my brother comes into me and he goes, you know, your pelvis is out of position. So he pushes my pelvis forward, and when he does that, what it does is it squares my upper body off, and it closed it up. So I was 23 open, and my pelvis movement brought my torso, upper body, into its proper rotation. Now, with the proper upper body movement, the club goes back in the proper spot. Because what I was doing is I was trying to force the club into the proper spot. And that's another problem. So I'm gonna hit a couple shots here and kind of demonstrate for you the difference, because the feeling of the swing now, when I put the pelvis in the right spot, it puts me in the right upper body position, and the club so easily goes back. And for me, the feeling is so simple when I'm not fighting that first move. I don't know if any of you out there fight your first move, but look, if you're gonna fight the first foot of your swing, you're gonna fight the entire swing. Again, my brother moved my pelvis into the proper position. It moved my upper body correctly, so the pelvis movement fixed the upper body movement. And now it fixed the first movement. And by the way, that's the domino effect. And here's what else it did. And I'm just gonna walk you through all the things that instantly changed because of this adjustment. I was fighting my trail foot staying down. So I would feel myself tweaking the foot out of position, right? Well, now with my pelvis in the proper position, the foot stays down because my pelvis has less rotation to it. So you're gonna see in the data now, when you look at this data, and I'm just gonna show you the upper body data, adjusting the pelvis fixed the torso to 10 degrees. Now my upper body turn is 10 degrees. And the number in my system goes from red to green. Green means you're inside my ideal ranges of position. So again, pelvis position, fixes torso. See when I do that? See how it kind of gets my torso in the proper position? And once my torso is correct, my arms go back correctly. And then, because I'm in a better position, my foot stays down. This is why the domino effect is such an important thing to understand, because let me talk about what the worst thing that could have happened is thank God my brother asked me to do that, because I could have spent weeks trying to fix my upper body movement or fix my backswing or whatever. And I'm not saying I hit it terrible. I would have probably caught onto something, but it was the wrong thing to fix. That's my point. And you can agree with me that, man, if you find something that's the wrong thing and you spend a lot of time on it, you'll learn the wrong thing. So my brother, that little adjustment to my pelvis fixed my upper body, which then fixed my backswing, which then made everything work. And my golf swing, come over here for a second. I want to show you what my swing feels like. I want to walk you through when I absolutely hit my best shots. When I hit my best shots, my swing feels like it goes right onto plane, through, and I feel like that my swing is done right here. Like I don't feel like I have too much motion. When I'm swinging badly, I just feel like I'm just moving a lot, not getting a lot out of it. So again, I'll show you from that angle. My brother adjusts my pelvis. See that? A little adjustment to the pelvis, which actually straightens my leg a little bit. That adjusts my torso, and then my arms go into a slot, which brings the plane more here. And there's my left shot, right? That one that gets above the plane. It's amazing how one teeny little thing, which isn't teeny, nothing's teeny in motion here, just the pelvis, which changes my upper body, which changes the path, which then I feel that angle of approach. That's the little stuff. That's why you need some help if you're having trouble, because you can't see it. I had trouble seeing it, and I was on top of it, but I couldn't find it. My brother, with his trained eye, found that one thing for me. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for joining me. Hit the bell icon, give a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video.